Welcome to episode 9 of Conversations with Black Women in Tech. We have a super special guest today. I got a chance to talk with her briefly before the show. And I think you guys are going to be pleased and learn a lot. Her name is Erica Bigger. She is the CEO and founder of Holy Gloss. It's a creative beauty brand that embodies angelic beauty, uniquely qualified to craft chic, natural beauty enhancing products. She's also formerly modeled for L'Oreal, Yeezy, and BET. She attended Condé Nast School of Fashion and Design in London, and she was even an assistant for an assistant stylist. For prominent designers for brands like Vera Wang, Oscar De La Renta, Tracy Reese, and more. I'm excited to have her on the show so she can talk to you about her beauty brand and how she's merging tech into her beauty brand. Welcome, Erica.
Hello. Hi. How are you?
Hello. So happy to have you on the show. I'm so excited. This is a little different from the track we usually take when we talk about tech, but it's really dope
Mm,
what you're doing. So I really want our audience to hear about it.
Yeah,
So before we jump right into it, can you just do a brief introduction about yourself and your business?
sure. Yeah. So again, my name is Erica Bigger, born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland. Went to UMES, went to FIT, studied abroad in London. I basically worked for a lot of different companies, like she told you there, Wayne, modeled as well for BT, L'Oreal, Mazzani, Yeezy. So I knew the ins and outs of the entertainment, beauty, and fashion industry because I worked backstage and I worked in front of the camera. And it wasn't until I figured out, like, okay, I'm a very creative person, but my creativity always got to a certain level. And it was like, okay, this is this person's business. It's like, I can't do exactly what I want. If I want to do exactly what I want, I had to create my own business. So that's how I really was like, okay, let me give this business thing, entrepreneur thing, a try. So my business, Holy Gloss, really came from me having my son. Um, I suffered from prepartum when I had my son, and I didn't want to suffer from postpartum. So makeup and lip gloss was actually the thing that brought me out of that. Like I was like, oh, like what can I do to pick myself back up? And I always like would look for lip glosses and it would never give me the color pigmentation that I needed because I had darker lips. So I searched and searched and I found it. And then 2 weeks later, that was like when Rihanna dropped her actual like lip gloss for Fenty. So I'm like, okay, I'm on the right track. This is, a market that people are interested in. And so that's how I really created Holy Gloss was from, me going through that transition with having my son. And that was my first time, having a baby. So that transition led me into creating my beauty brand.
Yeah, and that's really dope because number one, you recognize that hey, I'm working for somebody else's business, and there's a cap on to how far I can go, and
Yeah,
then secondly, when you are solving a problem, your business has a better chance of being successful. So the fact that you realize and recognize, hey, I have dark lips, the pigment isn't showing
yeah,
up, so that's really dope. I
yeah,
want to jump right into what you're doing in the tech space because I haven't really heard anybody doing all the things that you kind of talked to me about. So,
yeah,
how are you merging your beauty brand into the tech space?
yeah. So first, I kind of like started with beauty NFTs really. So I know everyone knows like over the pandemic and we were still going through the pandemic. Everybody started talking about beauty, NFTs and I just started reading into it. I'm like, what is this NFT thing? And I was reading a Vogue business article. And I suggest anybody on here who wants to be in business, invest in business, start a business, they should always read articles, newsletters that are pertaining to their business. So I constantly read entertainment, beauty, and fashion articles, newsletters, blogs. Like you should always do that. So all that to say, I was creating a lot of content for my beauty business, and basically we were in the house. It was COVID, so I wasn't reaching anybody else. So I just used myself, and I did my makeup, and I was taking a lot of selfies. And I was just like looking at my phone, like I got all these selfies. I just want to be more creative. And then I was hearing about the NFTs. I'm like, look, I'm gonna put my, NFT. I'm gonna make me an NFT because I was reading an article of a guy. He was like over in India. And I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with OpenSea. That's where they sell NFTs.
I've
And
heard about it.
yeah, so it's like a marketplace where you can create an NFT and sell it on there. But of course you have to put money behind it, which is called gas. I'm not gonna get into all that, but it's basically to market it so people can, see an NFT to purchase it. So all this to say, I was reading a Vogue business article, and basically the guy over in India, he had a very structured face. So he looked very unique, and he
Mm-hmm.
basically was putting his selfies on OpenSea and selling them for like 300, 500. He even sold one for like $1,200.
Wow.
Like
And it's just his face.
just his face, but he had a very like, I don't know where he was from, but it was very like structured, like somebody put some contour on him or something, but it wasn't. It was just his natural face. But it looked like art, It looked
Mm-hmm.
really. So I'm like, why wouldn't I create my selfies or give other people chances to create their selfies into NFTs? So
Wow.
that's how I started the process of me creating my content into NFTs. Beauty.
Wow. And so you've already started doing that. You've already started creating content and selling them as NFTs, and you help other people do it too.
Well, no, I don't help other people. I mean, I've given out the idea, but I'm creating a platform within my own business where people will be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like right now, all of the content that people create, like on Instagram and all that type of stuff, you don't own it. But once you move to Web3, you're able to own your own content. So, meaning like if you come on my platform and you create stuff and you put it on the blockchain, that's yours. You own,
Mm-hmm.
you're in my community, but you own your creations. I don't,
Wow.
I don't own it, you know. And I only own what I create with my brand.
Mm-hmm.
But if you create something for yourself, then you own that. So whereas now, on Instagram, it's not so much like that. They can swipe your stuff away at any minute.
Yeah,
They have control.
I've literally never heard of anybody doing that. Not saying that nobody else is, but I haven't. You're the first person I've talked to that said that they're doing that. That's very creative. And
Yeah,
also, you were talking about AI, how you were incorporating AI into your business as well. Can you talk a little
yeah,
bit about that?
yeah. So being able to like virtually try on stuff and to um also go into the metaverse world to be able to do stuff digital, but then also get your customer excited about experiencing stuff in real life too. So you can live in both worlds. It's not like, oh, we always in digital, or oh, we always in, you can have your options.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really believe that's where it's going because people, when we was in the pandemic, they're like, oh, everything's going to be digital. And I'm like, no, I didn't really buy that because I know eventually people will want to get back out,
Mm-hmm.
and experience because we're human. So people are going to want to experience stuff. So for Holy Gloss, we really want to be physical and digital.
Yeah, people need community and need to be
Hmm.
social.
Yeah.
But the fact that you can try on the gloss and see
Hmm.
how it looks before you make a purchase is
Yeah.
a really great idea because a lot of people are hesitant, especially if you're not used to wearing certain
Yeah.
glosses. If you only wear clear gloss, you're like, I don't know how
Yeah.
how this pink going to look.
Yeah.
Um, so that's very creative, and you've been
Yeah.
having success with that.
So we're in the process of like creating all of this right now.
Okay.
Um, we're creating a platform, and it's also just to get your customers excited. So say if you create with me in the digital world, it's like, okay, I come as a Holy Gloss customer, but then I put my face on there and I create this look,
Mhm.
but then it's like, well, you know what? I really want this look done. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So then we'll host a real live event, you know, where you can come and really get this look done, with our makeup artist or however you set it up, for you to do this. And
Mhm.
so it's really it's really like touching both, digital where you can just create. It's for creative people where you want to create or try new things, but then physically where you can really do it. So it's not like I'm living in the digital world and I can never do this, but
Right.
we're offering the products where you can really purchase them and try it yourself or come out to one of our live events and, really get an experience.
How do you think your background in fashion and modeling affects your approach to entrepreneurship and just how you run your business?
Huh, a lot. It's a lot. And sometimes it's hard because I've seen so many things. So it's a lot. It's a struggle because, business can be cutthroat.
Yeah.
So it's a struggle between having integrity in your business, but also you still have to make money. So my thing is always live by integrity. I always want to be transparent with my customers. Like I tell them online and in person. Some of my glosses are vegan and clean,
Mhm.
some of them aren't. It's your
Right.
choice. So I believe and I want my customers to be privy of everything, because I want us to be a community. And I believe that if I do that, then I'll have more loyal customers because first I'm putting them first with knowing, you know, I'm loyal to you by being transparent about what my business is and what we offer.
Right. Integrity is big in business. Black businesses get a bad rap a lot of times for their
Exactly.
service and integrity. So that's
Yeah.
really dope that you're doing that.
Yeah. So, it takes longer because we don't, in business, it's like you said, with, black businesses, we always get the end of the stick. But I believe that if you just do it and that's what you're going to do with your business, ultimately people will see that and
Hmm.
they'll appreciate that and realize that as long as you're consistent with what you're saying that you're offering.
Have you faced any challenges? Do you feel because you being a black woman trying to merge into the tech space, especially with what you're trying to do in your beauty brand? Can you tell us about that? Some challenges.
Yes, I have a lot of challenges. First, because I'm a woman, again, two, because I'm black. Capital and in the tech space is Caucasian people, a lot of men.
Yeah.
So and then tech is ever changing every second, every minute. So it's like you gotta keep up. And if it's like you don't know, they're looking at you like you're crazy. So you have to know exactly what's going on. And you have to be careful in tech too because, people, it's kind of like, you have to share your information, but you also have to be careful because people are, take your ideas. Because tech,
Yes.
fashion, beauty, entertainment is the industry is always. It's not like you a nurse and or a doctor and you work on brain surgery. You do brain surgery. That's going to stay the same. Like it's
Right.
not going to change. What you need to do is what you need to do.
Hmm.
And this industry is always changing.
Hmm.
So you have to. That's also a challenge too. Keeping up with the changes and the fact that it's very competitive. You know,
Hmm.
over the years, even with me modeling and stuff. I remember a time when I was like, well, now everybody wants to do it. It was just a time like, well, dang,
Yeah.
especially when Instagram came out and, they, you could be an influencer, Instagram model. So, over time, things change and you have to keep up with it. With these industries, beauty, tech, fashion, entertainment, it's a constant change and it's very competitive.
How do you manage everything, like running your business and your personal life, and making sure you find time for yourself? Like, what do you do to balance everything?
A lot of prayer. Like,
Yeah.
and sometimes ultimately you have to just let things go. What's
Mm,
meant to be will be, you know. So I used to try to like hold on to things tight, like no, it has to be, but ultimately that doesn't serve you because you can't change what is. So what is with the work that you're putting in. You have to do the work and let it go, basically. That's
mm,
kind of like been my motto for the last year.
that's
Um,
good.
do your work and let it go because if
Yeah.
you go with it, as long as you know that you're being consistent and putting the work in,
Mm,
uh, but you do again have to have your breaks because
yeah.
I am a mother, so you do have to find balance, but it is tricky, it's challenging, and yeah, a lot of prayer, and you have to really balance yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's good advice. Not holding on to everything. Do what you can do, and then everything else can wait,
work
another
and let
day.
it go,
Yeah.
and let it go,
Can
and
you,
live in the moment more too. I would say I had to learn that too.
mm-hmm,
Live in your work, live in the moment. Don't
mm-hmm,
try to control everything. I used to try to control everything, and that would just end up in. Yeah, I think it brings more stress
mm-hmm.
more than living in the moment and what you've done in the moment. So
Yeah. Um, I also think too, delegation is important too. Like you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. If you can get somebody else to help you, let
yeah,
them help.
yeah, delegation is another big thing. But sometimes it's hard because as solo entrepreneurs, you can't always afford to delegate because people want to be paid. So that's a little tricky thing too. You have to find interns or people who want to work for, you know, maybe a lower price, to help you
Especially when you
like,
starting out. Yeah.
grow. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
We have a viewer that said integrity is very important and it's worth it for long term success. Yeah. So
we in
come
it
out.
for the long run.
Yep.
Yeah,
Come out the gate, making sure you're being open and honest with your customers, and you'll have longevity in
yeah,
business.
yeah,
I wanted to ask you to just speak to the importance of diversity in the beauty industry and
yes,
how your business, where you fit in that piece.
yes. So diversity is very important. I believe that me as a black woman, we're already discriminated against
Hmm.
in so many ways. So for me, diversity is just welcoming anyone who wants to partake in my business and support us in a way that is, how should I say this? Hmm. I would say authentic, genuine, and uh, that really sees our vision. So when I say that, I mean being diverse and connecting with my community, like
Hmm.
knowing where I come from. So I'm just going to say, we as a business, Holy Ghost, we really focus on our social impact as well.
Hmm.
So we support a local charity called Mom Cares,
Hmm.
where basically we support mothers who suffer from losing a baby or have premature babies.
Oh wow.
And anybody from, if you're black, white, you know,
Hmm.
Hispanic, whoever. But we're really big on that, and this about
Yeah.
community and helping and uplifting and educating. So educating on a sense of what you can do in your big business for yourself and opportunities, whether it's having a job opportunity with my business or someone else's business, or starting your own business, resources, or uplifting with self-care, fitness. So in my community, of course, we're about beauty, but we also want to share other things that uplift women in
Mhm.
motherhood and self-care and finances. So overall, just being diverse in that sector too, with sharing, information overall.
Mhm.
So yeah,
And that's good because diversity isn't just about being black; it's about everybody. So
yeah,
that's good. And I'm big on community and about social change and impact. So I love that you guys do that.
yeah.
So where do you see Holy Gloss, in the future? Like, what's your plans for the future, and how do you plan to dominate the tech space? Because I know we'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah, for Holy Gloss in the future, I really plan to disrupt the beauty industry with what I want to do in tech. And I see us in the future just being a trendsetter and a leader with and being innovative in the beauty space and thinking outside the box. I see us setting a trend and other people coming along. I see us doing stuff business to business as well.
Hmm.
So meaning being sold in places like hotels or in other big corporations like Disney or places like that.
Hmm.
Many things for us, but one, the big thing is being a disruptor in the beauty business.
I love that, and they can find you at Holy Gloss, WHOLLYGLOSS.com.
Yes,
And you have a coupon code for them. What's the deal that they get for watching the show?
I believe was it 20% off? I can't remember.
Yeah, 20% off. But they have to use code podcast. So make
Yes,
sure.
use code podcast for 20% off.
Yep. So check it out. Get you some gloss. Get your lips
Mhm.
popping. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you
It
for
was a
having
great
me.
time.
Yes,
Disrupt the industry, and I can't wait to see you in Disney and then my next hotel stay.
yes. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me. Thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you.